strategies for a no-park Disney trip that you still, as Jamie says, have magic involved.
Still get the Disney magic.
No
Still there.
No magicians, though.
No magicians.
Because nobody wants to deal with that.
Not that kind of magic.
Do you think if I was a magician, would you actually ever fully trust me?
No.
I feel like magicians are untrustworthy.
Yes. They're literally like con men.
They're visual con men.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, like look what's happening. It's not real.
Yeah, and if you're a magician out there, I'm sorry, but I don't trust what you do.
This magic is not that kind of magic, sir.
It's different magic.
It's different.
Yes. So we're going to go through some things here, as I think this is an interesting topic, especially those that may want to do something this summer, but may not be in the budget for a full-on Disney trip, as that's, obviously gotten pretty pricey over the years here. So what is the first one you would say?
Okay, well, if you want to do a no-park Disney trip, but still have the magic, you got to stay on property. I think that's a no-brainer.
You mean Home Suites Inn doesn't have the same magic?
It doesn't. It doesn't have the same theming. I mean, obviously, if you want to save money, obviously go for a value, or even like campground at Fort Wilderness. If you want to set up a tent or whatever, hey, you do you. That's real cheap. But if you want to kind of resort enjoyment, kind of like do some of the activities around the resort, you can try Deluxe or Disney Vacation Club.
Well, and they are adding it. Yeah, it's true. You can rent points. So if you want to say, a lot of times you can find deals that way. But they are adding in this summer as well more character meet and greets at the resorts.
Yeah.
So
they are.
That is a way that you could get that aspect of things.
That's a good point. I forgot about that. Yep.
Thanks. I sometimes have them. I'm done. I had a good point. I'm just gonna let Jamie carry the rest of this. I'll have more points that aren't as good. So.
But yeah, that would be step one. Obviously, how you get to Orlando is a completely different thing. Like, obviously, if you want to save money, drive.
Hitchhiking is always.
Hitchhiking is good.
Don't hitchhike. I'm just.
But yeah, staying on property is what's most definitely keep the magic going if you're not going to the parks. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think given the water park perk of when you check in, you get a free day at a water park, take advantage of staying on property and then check in as early as you can or do multiple, change your hotels or whatever, but take advantage of the free water park access because it's just there.
Yeah. Especially this summer. Like, take advantage of it during the summer. If you don't go to the parks, it's too hot to be in the parks, do a water park. Just cool off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And on that same front, the resort pools, obviously, go swim at those.
Yes.
Enjoy those.
Take advantage. How many times do we come back from the parks in the afternoon and there's just so many kids in the pool? Like kids.
Well, that's always been our strategy to take a midday break to either go take a nap. Because again, it is going to be the hottest and the most crowded in the theme parks midday.
Yeah.
So, even if you're not going to the parks, midday is a great time to go to the pool. Chill out. Now, one way, you're looking to save even more money. Obviously, you can get some drinks at the pool. You're going to pay a little, obviously, theme park pricing at resorts. You're going to pay more for drinks, but you can bring your own beverages. I'm not saying what type to bring. You can't have them in glass containers and things like that, but you can have your own, refreshments to enjoy around the pool.
Yeah, I mean, every single pool at every single hotel of the feature pool has a pool bar connected to it.
Yeah.
It's real easy to do that.
True, yeah. And I said, even if it's not refreshments, like sandwiches and things, you can bring things to save money on that front, for sure.
But even Pop Century, your pool bar is Petals, the Petals bar. That's a nice theming. That's a little magical.
That's true. Petals have been known to have magic.
Petals.
I don't know if you know this, but petals are the natural enemy of the magician.
Oh my gosh.
Due to their magic properties.
Or even Banana Cabana. That's one of my favorite pool bars.
I do like Banana
Caribbean Beach.
I do like Banana Cabana quite a bit.
Best food, amazing drinks. It's just super cute in there.
Is Kiyomi still there?
I don't know.
Our Club 32 member Kiyomi. I don't remember if you're still there or not there. Let me know. But yeah, she's fantastic. Wherever she's at, she's fantastic at what she does.
Yeah.
We went there one time at Caribbean Beach, and she all of a sudden she was just there, and I was like, I didn't know you were here. So just nice to see her there. But yeah, she's around either way. She's around. Somewhere on property.
But yeah, swim in the pool. Definitely swim in the pool. And just a reminder, value resorts don't have a slide.
This is true. Well, and Art of Animation has a splash pad.
Yeah.
So if you got littles that like that.
I mean, I think all the moderates and deluxes have splash pads, and just Art of Animation has one. I don't think the other values have them, but still, I mean, that's just something to keep in mind. If you're going to the hotel or you're staying in a hotel that you want to have a slide, because I know that's important to some kids and some adults. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. They also have like in the pool area, they have like different times that they have like games and activities that the cast members will do.
Dude, those are so fun.
Oh,
our daughter loves
she
those.
loves those. I mean, they did one when like I said 2 summers ago when we were at Fort Wilderness or no, Fort Wilderness, Wilderness Lodge,
yep.
where it was in the evening. It was like keeping a ball up in the air, like, and you had everybody in the pool. It was almost like the balloon game where you don't let it hit the water. And I mean, there was probably like 25 people, adults and kids, like trying to keep this ball up. It was a lot of fun. It was just very simple.
And it was pouring.
Oh, that's right. It was raining.
Pouring
I mean, you're already in the water. It wasn't light.
Yeah, but it was so fun. It was so fun. You could also do other resort activities like movie Under the Stars. They always play a Disney movie every night.
Yeah.
You can always do that. Bonfire. We've done that a couple times.
Yeah. Make some s'mores.
Yeah. And then you have resorts like Fort Wilderness where you can do horseback riding or pony rides. You can do archery. You can rent bikes. Like,
there's a lot of stuff.
So much stuff you can do there.
There's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's Surrey. What do they call those things?
The Surrey bikes.
Surrey bikes. You can do it. Some of the, like
Boardwalk
has it.
Yeah.
It does not Caribbean Beach.
Port Orleans.
Port Orleans has it, and so does what's the first DVC hotel?
Old Key West.
Old Key West has it as well, where you can do the Surrey bikes, which I think it's like $30.
Is it? I'm not sure.
I know there's a charge of like for 30 minutes, and every 15 minutes another charge, but you can do stuff like that as well.
Obviously, the resort activities will vary by resort.
Well, and they've even said part of that deal with the increased characters, there's going to be more resort activities on top of that too. So they'll have a lot more stuff, presumably this summer, going on at the resorts too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can also, of course, you could get a meal at a Disney resort. You could go to Disney Springs.
Well, not only that, you can do character meals at different Disney hotels.
True.
So you don't have to be in the parks to see the characters. So that's another way to take the magic back. You know what I mean?
Are we taking it back now?
Take it back.
We're taking it back. Give me my magic back, magician. I'm assuming this is all due to a magician.
Oh, yes, definitely. Our favorite character meal in the hotel is probably Tabalito's breakfast.
I mean, that one was pretty great. It's been a few years since we've done it, but it was atmosphere, food, and characters. It's a solid one.
I mean, that's my favorite. I mean, you could do fine dining at the hotels if you go to Grand Floridian.
They have an Applebee's there?
Yes, Jared. Yeah, your definition of fine dining.
Listen, 2 for $20 steak deal. You're not going to beat it anywhere. That's as fine dining as it gets.
But you could still have like a Disney, like a magical meal at a Disney resort hotel, your own or another one.
True. Well, and if you don't have kids until, like, say you and a spouse or something like that. If you go to Disney Springs, a lot of times around happy hour, there's lots of establishments that have like happy hours. Like they have price off drinks, appetizers, meals. So you can always go take advantage of that. And I mean, Disney Springs is nice just to like walk around too. I mean, you can.
Oh yeah.
We could go see a movie.
Oh yeah.
You could obviously food, drink, shopping.
The aerophile. You could take the hot air balloon.
Jared. You could do that if you wanted to. I won't be doing that, but you could do that. They have those amphicars.
Yeah.
Which those are pretty pricey, I think.
150 or 125.
Yeah, I'd say don't do the amphicars. Watch the amphicars.
Watch
I
it.
inherently don't trust things that go on land and water in that way. I just don't. I grew up with the Ozark Ducks.
Oh, yeah.
Where they take you on the water.
Ride the ducks.
Never trusted it. And then there was a major accident with one on a lake in Missouri. And I was like, I knew as an 8-year-old this was not to be trusted. But
this isn't for me.
Yeah, that wasn't for me. But there's also bowling.
Splitsville.
And Splitsville, they have that walk-up bar. They've got some good drinks there. And the food there is actually really solid.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, of course, if you want to do this, you could go to Cirque du Soleil.
Circle of the Sun.
If you would like to see French clowns, you can do that. That is another thing there.
I'm just saying. Do you think they'll bring the drone show back? Disney Springs?
That's a good question. I don't think they'll bring it back to Disney Springs because of everything I heard. It was a logistical nightmare because how many people were coming in to see the show, and Disney Springs isn't built for that amount of crowds. Because I was hearing, people were saying they were literally stuck there for hours after the show. Like if you had a stroller, you just had to sit there. So I don't think they'll bring it back to Disney Springs. I kind of was a little surprised they didn't announce this summer to bring it to, like, say, Animal Kingdom, because I feel like that theater there is perfect for a drone show because it's over water. But
Yeah.
I don't believe you'll see the drone show come back. Maybe it will, but I'd be surprised given everything I heard. I had a couple of cast members tell me they were like, it was a nightmare with just the amount of people coming in.
That makes sense. Also, another thing you do at Disney Springs is places like Amarez Patisserie. They have like classes. You like bake like a cake baking class.
Oh, that's true.
So they have stuff like that you could do, which is kind of cool. Obviously you already said shopping, but they have shopping events sometimes.
Yeah, there's tons of. I mean, you got like
Christmas. At Christmas, they do all that stuff at Christmas.
Yeah, you got like Wine Bar George. You could go check out. Like, there's tons of restaurants. I mean, Boathouse is a fantastic restaurant.
Yep.
I've never had a bad meal at the Boathouse, and I highly recommend the lobster bisque. And if you like an old fashioned, best old fashioned I've ever had on property multiple times was at Boathouse. Yeah. And it's cheaper. It's still expensive, but it was like, I think it was $14 or $15. Whereas you get an old fashioned at basically anywhere else on property, it's getting over like $20 at a lot of places.
They'll hear you. Don't talk about the.
Well, the Boathouse stands on principle. I don't know that. I'm just saying. Maybe the Boathouse wants to go cheaper. And I think they also have a happy hour, so you could get it cheaper there as well. But yeah, I mean, Disney Springs, you could spend a whole day at Disney Springs if you wanted to. Just hang out. They got the Lego store. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. Obviously, you have the Disney store in there. So if you do want to get souvenirs, you don't have to go into the parks. You could go get stuff in there.
I follow this account on Instagram. I forgot I think they're the Nomad Loungers, and they talk about a happy hour at Disney Springs. They have like a big list they put together of what time is at each restaurant.
Okay.
How much it costs for like cocktails, if food's included, all this stuff. They say the best value is at STK. I was like, we need to go to STK and try this.
Well, years ago, you said they had a burger special.
Yeah, like the sliders were like $3 a slider or something like really cheap.
I've had it before. I think I had it right around when everything reopened, and it was pretty decent. But they do run pretty. I mean, STK is not necessarily a budget place. I think it's a pretty decently fancy place.
But happy hour is really good.
Right, but happy hour, they have some pretty good deals.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think we should stop by sometime.
Okay.
Check it out.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but there's movie theater too. You could always go see a movie.
You did say that. Yep.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff at Disney Springs you could do.
And it's all Disneyfied. So yeah.
True. This is very true.
You could also do miniature golf. You can do Winter Summerland or Fantasia Gardens.
Mini golf's always a good time.
Which we've done Fantasia Gardens. I don't think we've ever done Winter Summerland.
No, we haven't done that one. We haven't done that one.
That's on my list to do. And Fantasia Gardens is right by, it's like right across from the Swan Reserve.
Yep.
And then Winter Summerland is basically right outside the entrance to is it Blizzard Beach?
Probably Blizzard Beach.
Is it Blizzard Beach? Or is it Typhoon?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Blizzard Beach because it's winter.
Right,
summer. Yeah.
right, yeah. So they're not like hard to get to.
Well, you could do your free water park day at Blizzard and then go to golf. And
I think it's been a long time since I've done these packages, but doesn't like Magic Your Way Disney package include like a free round of golf?
Some of them.
It used to.
Some of them do, I believe.
Okay.
I don't know if it's current right now, but I agree. They used to. I don't know if they currently
I'd have to check on that, but that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, you could also, this is still free. Magical Express may be gone, but you can still do like Skyliner boats, monorail. That's obviously you can ride those to go to different places. Like Disney Springs is a good, if you don't have a car to go to other resorts, which I guess could lead into you could do resort hopping.
Yeah.
Going to Disney Springs, you can take a bus to any of the resorts from that point. You're not going if you're staying at say Pop Century, there's not a bus that will take you to another resort.
Right.
So you either have to go to a park drop off or Disney Springs and get on another bus.
Yeah.
So
basically like you could take a bus to like Polynesian from Disney Springs and then take the monorail around.
If you're talking food, just atmosphere, going over to the Polynesian and hanging out, it's never a bad time.
Gosh, I love doing that.
And even the new, the
Pineapple and I.
Yeah, the new restaurant or the new hotel DVC part of Polynesia.
The Island Tower?
Yeah, Island Tower. The restaurant in there is actually really good.
Wailulu.
Yeah.
And
they've had really good views. You could sit there and watch the fireworks. You could,
Speaking of watching fireworks at night from the hotels.
From the hotel, there's
Yeah.
a lot of places you can still check out the fireworks, which obviously you're not going to have the castle projections and things like that, but you can still check those out.
On certain days, they don't allow outside guests to come in, like 4th of July and New Year's Eve, but
outside of major holidays,
of that, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, you can also, the boardwalk is a good place. Like, there's always stuff going on the boardwalk. You could, they have street performers. There's a bunch of food.
You have those games.
You do have those games. You can still go to Atlantic City Dance Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one.
Jelly Rolls closes this month, doesn't it?
You could try and get in Jelly Rolls before it goes away if you want. But
you could do that.
Yeah.
Have we heard anything else about where they're going?
I haven't heard. They may have said, but I haven't heard anything officially.
Okay.
But I mean, I never. It's not a place I enjoy anyway, so I wouldn't be seeking it out. But I'm sure they'll end up somewhere else. In the area. Like I said, resort. I mean, resort hopping is always fun to do, especially around like Easter. They've got all the Easter egg stuff from like Christmas and things like that.
The Easter eggs and stuff are out at the Contemporary. It just came out yesterday, or I guess it was Tuesday, and then also at Beach and Yacht Club.
Yeah,
and stuff. And I think there's some at Boardwalk, and the Grand Cottage is open at Grand Floridian and have all the eggs and stuff too. But like you were saying, Easter, you could resort hop at or the monorail resorts and see all those. It's kind of cool.
I mean, you could go visit the Polynesian and get a shirt there that made it seem like you stayed at the Polynesian without paying $800. I mean, it's kind of like you remember Planet Hollywood was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just be like, yeah, sure, I've been to this Planet Hollywood, even though maybe you haven't. But you can tell people you have. If
you're crafty too, like resorts like I know Coronado Springs, they do like a mosaic thing that you could do. Fort Wilderness does like a wood carving.
Yeah, I mean, you can find a list of all the resort activities because you don't have to be staying at those resorts to partake in those activities. So technically, if there was something going on at another resort, you could get over there and do them. So you can find a list of those things, which could be, there could be tons of stuff that you could do at different resorts. Yeah. I was thinking about, like, when it comes to us, like, unless we're going with, like, other people or our kids or whatever, we don't really spend a lot of time in the parks anymore. We spend more time outside of the parks, I think. Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, if we're there to check, like if there's a new, well, there's not right now, but if there's like a new attraction or something. Yeah. Yeah. But for the most part, like a lot of it more is relaxing a bit more. Yeah. It's just like more of our vibe to not do like a, like rope drop to close kind of day anymore, unless we're with other people. Like if it's just you and me going, I don't think we would do that. You know what I mean? No, it's just not how we roll. I mean, I will be doing that for Epic Universe, but outside of that, that's a brand new park, sir. Right. I mean, we've gone enough where it's like it's not a vital thing to go from rope drop to park close. But like when my brother's coming in, obviously we spend more time in the parks with family and things like that. But yeah, anything else you want to add to the list here? I mean, I guess you could take a minivan. That might feel, Disney-ish. Yeah. You could. It does cost a little bit, so you'd have to pay. But I mean, going from like resort to resort is easy to do. True. And another thing you could do, and this is technically not. It's not owned by Disney, but I guess it's technically on Disney property, kind of. You could stay at Four Seasons. I thought you were saying we were saving money on this trip. I mean, you could save money. I didn't say like cheap Disney. I said keeping the magic. Oh, gotcha. So like they have a character breakfast called Goofy Character Breakfast, I think, or character meal, or I forget what they call it, but it's only a couple days a week, and it's got like Mickey and Goofy, and I've actually heard really good things about that character breakfast. I've heard it's really good, and I really want to try it. It's actually not that much more expensive than the other ones at Disney. Do you have to stay there to do it? No. Okay. Well, you don't have to stay at Four Seasons. You could just go. No, you could just go and visit for sure. So that's another option to keep the magic alive. Go to the character breakfast there. True. Very true. Well, I mean, if you're into golfing. There are golf. Not mini golf. Not mini golf. Regular golf. If you like to be frustrated most of your day, you can do. They have plenty of golf courses on Disney property. So if you want to check those out, you can do that. And those are I played 2 of them. They're good courses. There's one of them used to be a PGA Tour stop, I believe, but they are good courses. I would if it's in the summer, I would golf early. because that Florida sun will get you out there, but you can do that. And I mean, if you're talking about resort hopping, or if you wanted to stay at Wilderness Lodge, one of my favorite spots is sit down like in the evening and have a meal, and like you can see the fireworks from here as well as Geyser Point. Yeah, the pool. It is really, really good food. It's kind of an open air type thing out there, and in the evening times, it's one of my favorite spots to sit around. And you can go to the bar and just get a drink and hang out, or you can get some food. There's TVs. I mean, admittedly, I just love Wilderness Lodge in general. It's worked its way up to like definitely my top 3 resorts, and even there, like it's kind of like, I mean, if you're at Christmas time, go check out the lobby in there.
Heck yes.
So there's plenty of things going on around there, and you can take a boat from there to over to Magic Kingdom if you want to go that way. You got boat transportation, you got buses and stuff like that.
Yeah, fireworks cruise, which you talked about doing early. A couple months ago, we talked about doing that. That's another thing you can do. Yeah.
And I mean, you can always get a button, even if it's not a special occasion. I mean, a lot of times I'll ask you can always get a button at your resort as well. So that's something you can get that's not going to cost you anything to add on.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you can get real creative. Again, I mean, Disney has the advantage over everybody else. It's the size of Manhattan, so it's like an entire city. So there's tons,
so much to do.
Yeah, I mean, you can really look into the details and like, so if you really want to save some money and not going to the parks, but still enjoy, being in the Disney bubble, there are things you can do that you can still have a really good time with.
This is why doing a beach vacation, like, terrifies me, because I'm like, I'm going to be so bored.
Oh, I'm not.
What do? You just sit on the beach all day? Like, that's it?
You know my stance on the beach. I think the beach. I like a beach view for about 30 minutes. And then I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I think for like a night or two, it's one thing. But if you're just like day after day, like, let's go to the beach. I'm like, I don't want to not do anything.
See, that's like my parents. They have like a condo on the beach, and they're actually going like next week. And I was like, like that would be fun for like a day. And then I'd be like, okay, let's go do something.
I mean, we went and visited them last year, and we were there for like an afternoon, and I was just by the end of the day, I was like, okay, like I wouldn't. Yeah, it's not for me. I know some people enjoy that.
Right. Yep.
Your dad enjoys waking up to the ocean.
It's his thing. Like, he loves that.
I mean, I get it. Water's calming, but for me, I would rather do stuff. But yeah,
it's like you're not waking up at 6 a.m. and getting dressed and standing on a rope to go ride your favorite ride. You're not doing that. Then what are you doing with your life?
I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't necessarily like that either. But
you're not staying up till midnight and doing an after-hours event at Disney. What are you doing with your life?
Well, there's that too. You can do those. I mean, technically, if you want to do the parks and get the most, let's say you just wanted to have a day to go do something. If you did an after-hours event, let's say Magic Kingdom, I mean, those are going to cost money, but you're going to be able to ride basically everything in the park that otherwise you would have to get like an express. Otherwise, you'd have to get like a lightning lane for and pay park admission. That's one way that you could kind of budget out a little bit more to have a day where you take advantage of like an after-hours event.
Yeah, if you're doing the park.
If you're doing a park, or if you want to throw in a day there, you could do that. But yeah, I mean, there's lots of, like, especially if you're going to be more relaxed and just kind of enjoy the food and drinks and the atmosphere. I mean, there's a lot of options you can do. And really, I mean, again, with the perks they're throwing in with the water park for free on the day you check in, like there's a lot of extra things this summer
it's easier,
right, that they haven't done previously that you can really take advantage of. So, I mean, if I don't know if you're going for a week, I don't know, but for sure 2 or 3 nights. You could fit a lot of stuff in, have a really good time, and not break the bank and still enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do a full week at Disney and not do the parks. I think I would do a like resort-only vacation for like a maximum of 3 nights.
Yeah, like a weekend.
I think that's enough.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, you could, but I think you'd be stretching it, and you might get a little bored. But.
I mean, maybe. Yeah,
but yeah,
there's so much to do. So it's like if you want to do everything in the list that we talked about, then you may need a week to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can for sure have a little weekend getaway, do some stuff.
Yeah.
But anything else you can think of? Anything else you want to add?
I was just gonna say, you could also, and people have done it, and I think I've mentioned this before, but you could do a 1-day Disney trip without staying on property or staying in a hotel at all.
You mean go to the parks?
You could go to the parks in this case, but like that would really save you money. You'd spend on your your flight and the park ticket or ticket to get in.
Oh, you mean fly in day up,
fly in the morning, and then leave that night.
I mean, people do that.
I have seen many people do this. I'm like, that's exhausting. But like, if you really want to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's very relaxing necessarily.
Oh,
but
not at all.
You could save some money on not getting a hotel and things like that, for sure.
I mean, like, you could take a flight at like 5 or 6 in the morning. Yeah, spend like 8-9 hours in the park, go back to the hotel.
You mean go back to go
back to the airport and get on a flight and head home.
True.
I mean, it might take you a full 24 hours to get home, depending on the flights and stuff. But
yeah,
I've never done it because obviously we live in Florida. But
it'd be a very short flight.
Yes,
it would. 10-minute flight, and they don't exist.
They don't exist.
I don't think they have flights going directly to Orlando.
I don't think you can fly Jacksonville to Orlando, can you?
No, that would be.
I don't think so.
That would be a literally 30-minute flight.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you did all the stuff that goes into it, you would might as well just drive.
I once flew from St. Louis, Missouri to Indianapolis. I think it was somewhere in Indiana, and the flight was like 45 minutes.
I remember we flew from Chicago to Springfield or St. Louis, and it was like a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very short.
Yeah.
So that's a longer distance too. So you're probably it may be in less than 20 minutes, but yeah, you could do that. But I mean, obviously, all this this could just be a list to get you started if you're looking at doing something like that. But there's lots of things you could do. But I mean, for me, I would if it's just you and I in a weekend, like I would love to stay at like Wilderness Lodge and just have like a relax, have some drinks, chill at the pool, go to the water parks. It's included. Go to Disney Springs. Like you could easily do 2 or 3 days there. Kind of relax, enjoy yourself, feel recharged.
You know what's okay? This is what I would do. Let's say we have like a Friday to Sunday, like 2 nights. We get to Disney early, like 9 o'clock. Go ahead and check in. Go right to the water park. Stay at the water park for 3-4 hours, whatever. Get done. Get showered and dressed. Get into our room. And then go have like dinner or something in Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next day, sleep in, obviously, because you don't have a park to go to. And then you go to the pool. If this is in the summer, obviously. We go to the pool, enjoy the pool. Maybe do some of the resort activities we talked about. Do some resort hopping. And then, obviously, eat again at one of the hotels or whatever. And then Sunday, spend the day doing mini golf or something before you head home. But like, there's so much you could do.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely have some options there. So if anybody's looking at doing that, hopefully that helps you out or gives you some ideas. Or even if you're going on a trip and want to do things than just the theme parks, there's lots of things you could check out and do. So
yeah,
I mean, I know for our kids, like movies under the stars or anything would do with a pool. Like our kids love pools in general. So stuff like that is always going to be hit with kids and things. So even if you got kids in tow, you can do some things and get them some souvenirs and then tell them later that you guys went to the parks. They just don't remember it.
Our kids would be fine not going to the parks.
I know.
We're going to a pool? Cool.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I mean, they would probably...
We're swimming? Cool.
I mean, when we stayed at Terra Luna last week, we told our son we were going, and he was like, no. We were like, well, and he didn't want to do anything else. We're like, well, we're going to go to the pool. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he was good to go. So
yeah. So as he heard that, he was like, yes.
Yeah. So pool is a major feature for children that you can take advantage of there. But